See, the New Jersey bag ban, it's inhumane. It doesn't solve the problem that's at hand. The problem is that, most of the bags that people use, or plastic containers or plastic bags, they end up being an environmental health threat. It's a threat to the environmental safety of any community, because it becomes lodged in trees. It affects wildlife. It affects water life. It affects all life. So to ban bags in New Jersey or anywhere in any state, it doesn't correct the problem. The problem is not an environmental problem. It's a human problem, and you have to solve human problems in a human fashion, not in a disciplinary fashion, but in a human fashion. For instance, there's, as I stress over and over and over again, there's a workforce that can combat anything that's out of place in the environment or in any community, but they're not being activated. For instance, there's um, buildings on this block, as I'm about to show you. In matter of fact, I'm about to show you. There's buildings. You can have these buildings occupied by this workforce. These buildings are abandoned. They're condemned. They're shut down. Nobody's investing in them. Then you have people that's on the streets. They're shut down. They're abandoned. Nobody's investing in them. You see? Put them together and use them as a workforce to combat any kind of problem that you have in the environment, because they are willing to get their hands dirty. And that's the thing. You can ban plastic bags, but what about the soda cans? What about the beer bottles? What about the drug needles? What about, all these things become a hazard to the environment. So we can address one's problem and think that this is the solution. It's not the solution. Banning bags is not the solution for environmental change. It comes from the mind. Everything starts from the mind. We are all mental. The mind controls everything. So if we can feed the mind a healthy environment, that mind would produce a healthy environment. So you would have people that's 24 hours around the clock geared towards addressing that problem. But in another video, I'll show you where I moved. I moved to the hood. I moved in the heart of the hood in Paterson, New Jersey. So I came out here, and you want to show them, the power of God, or that God is good by doing good works. See, faith without works is dead. So you could believe, or you could think that you're, doing God's will, but if you're not willing to put your hands into it, or you're not willing to speak on it publicly and do something about the situation, then faith without works is dead.